Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fashion Flair Friday. Today is June 16th, and we're into summer, aren't we? I'm Marian Gelletley. I'm your host every week. I am a long-standing, like 30 years, of wardrobe consulting and certified image master. And I love nothing more. My passion is helping women to really love what they see in the mirror, and have a wardrobe that they enjoy going to every single day, and feeling good and feeling confident about the day that is ahead of them or the week that is ahead of them. So I always invite my viewers to let me know if they've got something that they want me to talk about. And so I have a question. And I received a question is what I should say. And I'm very excited about that because number one, what that does is what? It helps you as a viewer or you as a client or you as a friend to really get the answers that you desire so that you are feeling really confident about what you're doing or why you're doing it or maybe why you're not doing it. And it also helps me. It helps me so that I don't every week have to think of a new topic. So please, by all means, feel free. Please feel free just to always ask a question, and you can put it in an email to me at info@powerful-presence.com, or you can put it right here in the comments section because I always keep an eye on what's happening in the group and if I see a burning question. Or maybe you might want to even post a photo and say, well, Marian, what do you think of this? And I'm happy to give you my advice, but I'm sure everyone else would also be happy to learn from you and learn from me and what I am telling you. So, the my request is always that if you are viewing here on Facebook Live, that you at least let me know you're here. And if you watch the replay later, perfect, no problem. You can always ask your questions at any time. So here we go. So our viewer said, here's a bugaboo for me. Wearing a scarf and a necklace at the same time. Is that an okay thing to do? And how do you make it work? Seems to me like it may need to be one or the other, not both. So, what do you think is the answer? Well, I'm going to tell you that there is no right or wrong answer here. That's what I want you to really be clear about, that there's not really a rule. It's it's several considerations that I always want you to take into account when you're dressing yourself. And one thing I want you to take into account is what is your style personality? And you might say, well, I don't know. I don't know what that really means. Well, in my Empowered Style program, my 3-month program, which by the way is starting up on August 17th, and there's this $500 discount if you sign up before the end of June, or excuse me, the end of July. But in that program, we talk about the 7 universal styles. And so the 7 universal styles consist of 3 classic styles and 4 non-classic styles. And so you learn about each of these styles and how you're going to put things together to really express who you are. Because style should be kind of a visual representation of who you are. And it's not a case of you being what the designers tell you you should be or what's happening on trend for this particular season. It's certainly you looking at what the trends are for the season or for the year, but you interpreting them in your own way. So you have a style that really speaks for you. So, what I would say about style personality is that there are a couple of personalities that would really not be very comfortable or happy pairing a scarf and jewelry together at the same time. And those typically are the sporty and the traditional styles. So maybe that's one reason why you're asking the question, because maybe you are one of those, or maybe you're even both of those. But if you are somebody that's a little more creative in your style personality, or maybe a little more dramatic in your style personality, you're going to feel right at home at combining things that others might go, ooh, why is she doing that? Well, she's doing that because she's expressing who she is. So that is one thing you need to take into account. So your style personality and really gaining clarity about what that means. The second would be, what is the neckline of what you're wearing up on top, where you're going to layer your jewelry or you're going to layer your scarf. So if it is like what I have on today, which is collarless, it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of how to, really adorn this upper part of your torso. Whereas if it has a collar on it, it just definitely encroaches a little bit more on the space. And I'm going to show you both so you can see what I'm talking about. So take into account your neckline. So your style personality, the neckline of the garment on which you want to adorn, and then the size, the shape, the material of the scarf, let's say. How big is it? How bulky is it? How long is it? Um, and if there's a pattern, what is the scale of the pattern? And is it really bold, and does it stand out, and does it take up a lot of space just because of the pattern? Or does it take up a lot of space because of the fabrication? So for instance, a silk scarf is going to take up a lot more space up here than something that is in chiffon. And I'm going to show you, or a wool challis. So that would be the next thing. Then taking into account your particular sizing. First of all, the size and the scale of your body. Are you 5'9"? Are you 5'4"? Are you a petite? Are you a tall? Are you very slender? Are you very, full figured? Are you very full busted? Do you have a very full neck? You see, all of these things really you have to take into account when you're putting your outfit together, or you may now be able to say, okay, that's why I can see I don't like that combination on me because I need more space, let's say. So let me use myself as an example. So we said style personality, the neckline of the top, the blouse or the jacket, the size, the shape, the scale, and the material of your accessories, as well as your physical proportions, especially in this upper torso. But also when we look at you from afar, do we see, somebody that's very petite and small, or do we see somebody that has got some structure to her? That particular person is going to be able to wear more combinations of things when she's putting things together. So let's see here. I see I have a viewer here, and so make sure you say hi. Let me know you're here. I always feel lonely when no one says hello. So let's go ahead and get started. So today what I did was I put on 2 necklaces. Okay, so one long necklace that I've looped twice and a second necklace, and they kind of go together, don't they, in terms of just the color. And so I could go ahead and wear, this is a navy blue tank top, and I could wear this navy blue tank top with a pair of pants or a skirt and a belt, and just wear it with this jewelry and with large size earrings, and I would be good to go. But, I also might want to do something with a scarf because I like scarves a lot. But because I am 5'4", so I'm a petite, just under 5'4", so I'm considered a petite. I'm also full busted, so I do have to be careful about how much I layer up here and how I do it. So if you're in the same boat, then, watch carefully. So let's go ahead and start with this scarf. So this scarf is a silk scarf. It is a 36-inch square scarf, and square scarves aren't easy to work with. And what I do is I just fold them in a triangle to try and get some of the space down or some of the bulk down. And the first thing I can do is I can put the point to the front of the body, bring the tails to the back, and then bring them forward. Okay, so that keeps quite a bit of bulk up here near the body. And when I do that, you really don't see the scarf, so why bother? I mean the necklace, so why bother to even wear them? So I probably would not do that, especially for summer. It just feels a little heavy to me. So what I will do is I will take this triangular scarf and I'm just going to continue to fold it in half and fold it in half and fold it in half to where I get a nice long rectangular, skinny rectangular, almost looks like a belt. Now what I can do is I can take this, put it around my neck. You see it has the white in it, and so the white here kind of ties back to the white in the jewelry, doesn't it? And what I could do is I can simply just loop it here and let it be. And I'd probably put it, I'd probably tie it up here, maybe in a little bit of a square knot, just so it stays. Although I really prefer it not quite so, in place. So I like things maybe a little bit messier. But see, that's part of my style personality. But you can see how when this moves from side to side, you definitely still can see the jewelry. And I think, my personal style says that's interesting to me. I like the look of the layers. I could also go ahead and tie that square knot, and then I could push it off to the side. Okay. Now, because again I'm full busted, I have to be careful about all that bulk, and I think that's why I also didn't like that first option that I showed you. This kind of pares down the scarf. It keeps the focus up on the face, not on the bust. And what I do like is that this creates now this vertical line down and over my bust, so it elongates me and it kind of cuts the bust in half and becomes, I think, interesting looking. So here's a case to our viewer where I'm saying, for me, loading these two things up together just make me very happy. Now, I think this, to me, this is interesting. When I take off the scarf, to me, it becomes less interesting. So you see, again, style personality is going to dictate how you see that. So that's why I say there's no right, no wrong answer here. You've got to do what really serves you best. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is one of my favorite chiffon scarves. This chiffon scarf is about 6 feet in length. It is big. You can see through it, but it is so light that all I do, I don't get fancy with it. I just grab it, and because it goes down to practically nothing, what I do is I just start winding around my neck. And you see how the color now really intensifies. And I can go ahead and pull it away from my neck, thereby elongating my neckline, elongating my body. And I still am showing, you can see here, a hint of the necklace underneath. So to me, that's, again, very interesting. But you see, I also don't have a collar that I have to fight with while I'm doing all of this. And that's why I think sometimes collarless tops really allow us to showcase our accessories so much better. All right, so chiffon scarf, big scarf, but you'd never know it because it kind of melts down to nothing. All right, let me see if I have any comments. No comments yet. Alrighty, and then I also have another scarf here. Now this has got a little tiny bit of wool in it. I don't know exactly what the blend is. It's warm, it's cozy, it's got some blue on it in it, so it goes back to my navy blue. But it's got more bulk. So this is a rectangular scarf as well. I don't know. This is probably a good 5 feet in length, I would say. Got a little bit of frayed edges on the end. So if you're a scarf wearer, find scarves that are interesting and fun and that you love the pattern. And keep your eyes open, because I think there's nothing better that can take a classic wardrobe, and I'm pretty classic in a lot of my basic pieces. I love to add my style personality in my accessories. So with my jewelry and with my scarves. So I'm folding this down. Actually, I could just grab it right here in the middle. You can see it's just got a lot more bulk to it, doesn't it, than the other two scarves that I held up. So I've still got the necklace on, and now I'm just going to wrap this around. And you can see how much more bulk this adds. So one of the ways I can reduce that bulk is, of course, by wrapping it and doing the same here, wrapping it. All right, and what I can do is take the ends. I can put those ends up there if I want. It doesn't do much with the necklace, does it? Because you can't really see the necklace underneath it. So in that case, I probably wouldn't wear a necklace because there's enough going on here. So that's how you can determine, should I put them together? Should I not put them together? And you make the decision. You look at it through your own lens and say, this makes me happy, this works with my body, this works with my coloring, etc. Okay, so let me take this off, and now what I want to do is actually what I could do is I'm going to go ahead and put on a jacket that has a collar, and now you're going to see what begins to happen. So this is it's not denim, but it looks like a denim fabric. It's fun for summer, kind of a little slouchy. You can see in the back, it's got a nice little pleat back there. So it's kind of relaxed. It's kind of my styling. But now you see with the collar and with my arms covered up and with no skin showing, you can see how bulky this really gets. So that I don't think is very attractive. So I would not wear this together. And just with the necklace alone, I think it is much more attractive. You know, the white jewelry, the white buttons down the front, and I think it is more in keeping with the scale of my body, and it also, I think, adds enough interest, especially because the buttons become an accessory too, that this all fits together very nicely. All right, so too bulky, too much going on, doesn't work combining them, and yet it worked really nice, didn't it, with the sleeveless. All right, here, going back to this piece, let me go ahead and just see what I think about this. First of all, I won't even tie it. And I'll just let a little bit of it show from underneath the jacket, just to add some pops of color. Now, I think that is attractive. I think that really, and for me, that would make me very happy. And it would say to me, I'm adding some color that I love. It's a little more interesting. It's not too, boring, etc., etc. It's a little more creative. It's got a little bit of drama with the big buttons and with the red pop and so forth. So that I like. Now, could I go ahead and take this and tie it around the neck like I did originally? Let's see what happens. See whether we think that might be too much. We could go ahead and stick one end underneath. Let the other end come down. I probably would pull it away from my neck a little bit just to give me a little more space and a little more room. So on a cold day, yeah, I think that could work very nicely too. I do like it better just laying down the front of the jacket without having a dividing line here. But on a cold day, if I needed to muffle up, this would not be a problem for me at all. All right, so here again, seeing what works, what doesn't. And most of you that have been with me for a while know that I really believe in getting in your closet and playing, having some fun, and not looking at it as a chore, but seeing how creative you can be in using the things that are already sitting in the closet. So sometimes we don't need to go out and buy more stuff. We just need to figure out new ways of combining and putting things together. And that is one of the things that I love to explore with my students in the Empowered Style program, because I want them to see it's not about getting a new wardrobe. It's really understanding what your style personality is, what colors really bring you alive, how to deal with the body and the scale of the body that you have today, how to use all these accessories that are probably sitting in your closet or in your drawer, and then how to put them all together in fun new ways that really express who you are. So one other thing we are going to do is I'm going to pair lastly the chiffon scarf with this collared jacket, and we're going to see how does this work. Yes, I think this works very nice because again, do you see how even though it's 6 feet long, how it just rolls down to nothing? And if I can, bring it down again to, again, minimize my bust, elongate my height, and still wear it with my jewelry, which now is showing a little bit better, tying it back to the white buttons of the jacket, I think it's really a fun look. So there you have it. I hope that answers the question about whether you have to wear them individually. Seems to me like it may need to be one or the other and not both. And I hope what I'm showing you today is it can be whatever you like based on style, personality, the neckline of the top, the blouse, or the jacket that you're wearing, the size, the shape, and the material of the scarves in particular, and then your physical upper torso, and do you need to lengthen things? Do you need to shorten things? What is the case for you? So you have to take your own unique self and decide what you can do. So I hope that answers the question for you. And please, ladies, don't hesitate to ask more questions. I think it's really fun for me to be able to give you my opinion. So that is it for today. And I will look forward to seeing you back here. Let's see, that would be next week, next Friday, Fashion Flair Friday. Always on Fridays at 12 noon Pacific time. So until then, have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye now.